Welcome to this SSIS tutorial series. In this session, I will guide you through the process of setting up and configuring an SSIS package to utilize expressions and variables within a Dataflow Tasks ADO.NET SQL command. I'll be continuing from a package project that we worked on in previous videos. If you haven't watched those yet, I encourage you to check them out to get a solid foundation in creating SSIS packages. They will give you a jump start and ensure you're familiar with the basic components and configurations of SSIS. Now, let's get started by opening the project with Visual Studio. Let's create a new SSIS package and rename it to Dynamic Data Flow Task.dtsx. Click Yes to all to accept the package renaming. Drag and drop a data flow task onto the control flow pane. Double-click the data flow task to move into the data flow design pane. From the toolbox, drag an ADO.NET source into the data flow pane. This component will serve as our data retrieval point. Double-click on the ADO.NET source to open the editor, then set up the connection manager, pointing it to our database. We are going to use a SQL command to retrieve data. Therefore, enter a SQL statement, select asterisk from sample_dataset into the SQL command text box. You can click the preview button to preview the data from this SQL statement. Now, drag and drop a flat file destination into the data flow pane. This component will serve as our data destination. Right-click on the flat file destination and select Edit to open the editor. Set up a new flat text file connection manager, pointing it to an output folder and naming the text file test.txt. We can preview the text file too. However, there is nothing in the text file yet. All we see now are the column headers according to the ADO.NET source. Click Close button to exit the editor. Oops, there is an error message icon with the flat file destination. We forgot to map the data columns. So let's get back in the flat file destination editor and click Mapping to map the data comes from the source to the destination. Close the editor and the error message icon has gone away. Now, let's create a user variable. Click and open the variables pane and create a new user variable. Let's call it name variable. Ensure the data type is set to string and value equal to Mary. Close the variables pane. Now, right-click the blank area on the data flow pane, then select Properties, locate the Expressions property, then open the Expressions editor. From the Property drop-down menu, select the ADO.NET Source.SQL command. Open the Expression Builder. Then, we can write our SQL statement. Use quotation marks and plus signs to concatenate the SQL statement with the user variables, making the SQL statement dynamic. Click the Evaluate Expression button to verify that the dynamic statement is rendered correctly. When the SQL statement looks correct, click OK to exit the Expression Builder, and click OK again to exit the Property Expressions editor. Close the Properties pane to make space for the Data Flow pane. Click the Save button to save the package. Exit to the Control pane. You will notice that the Data Flow task now has an FX label at the upper left corner, indicating that this Data Flow task has some expression settings associated with it. Let's execute the package. It ran well. Check the test.txt file. We have successfully retrieved Mary's record and output the data into a text file. Now, delete the test.txt file because we are going to change the user variable's value and execute the package again. Open the variables pane and change the name variable's value to John. Close the variables pane. Execute the package again. It ran well. Check the test.txt file again. We have successfully extracted John's data into a text file. Congratulations! You've successfully created an SSIS package with an expression in a data flow task that dynamically responds to a user variable. Remember, you can also dynamically assign values to user variables based on a record set and make the entire process even more dynamic. Be sure to check out my previous SSIS tutorial series to learn how to make this approach highly flexible for different ETL scenarios. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.